Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Freezbi Tech Learning. So our today's topic is protocols, and basically the protocols are the set of rules that govern the data communication. You could not understood this line simply. We have to take an example. Suppose two persons wanted to talk with each other. Let's suppose the first one is person 1 and the second one is person 2. If person 1 wanted to other person, then three basically communication rules should be followed, and these rules are: first one is language, second one is meaning, and third one is response. If person A said anything to person B, then let's suppose person 1 is using the language which could not be understandable by person 2, then obviously the person 2 could not be understand the language, so here is a language barrier. Okay, if person 2 could not understand the language, then obviously it could not know the meaning of the words that are spoken by the person 1. Okay, so if the meaning is not known, then person 2 could not be response. So here the three rules of communications are not followed, right? So communication could not be occur, because these three are basic communication rules, and if these rules are not followed, then communication could not be occur. So we have some rules, we have to follow some rules for enabling a communication and for a good communication. So here in this lecture we are not discussing about humans, we are basically discussing about computers, because in data communication and networking we oftenly and we usually talk about computers. So and now we have to see what is the protocols are the basically that rules that are governed by communications. So when some communication devices wanted to talk each other, they have to follow some rules, right? In that case we have taken an example of two persons. These two persons also have to follow some rules for communication. Same in data communication, or we can say that in communication devices some rules should be followed to be communicate for communication. Okay, so simply the protocol is a set of rules that govern the data communications, right? Okay, so moving toward the next slide. In this slide we will see that what basically the protocols defines. So protocol defines three things, and these three things are: what is communicated, when it is communicated, and how it is communicated. Okay, we can say that protocols is a set of rules that govern data communication, and protocols defines that what is communicated, how it is communicated, and when it is communicated. Now taken an example, we have basically four computers, as you can see that in this picture: this computer 1, this 2, this 3, and this 4. And these computers are not known how to communicate, because no rules is set here. And when the protocol is set here, when the rules are set, then these computers can be communicate, or we can say that these computers will communicate according to protocols. Okay, till the protocol is not set, any communication device could not be communicate with each other. For communication, protocol is very necessary. Okay, so now we will see basically the key elements of protocols. And now we have three key elements of protocols. The first one is syntax, second is semantics, and third one is timing. We will see them one by one. Okay, first of all we have syntax. So now we have syntax of the protocols, because it is the first key element of protocol, so we will see it first. So syntax basically is a structure or format of data. It's mean that syntax basically defines that what will be the format and what will be the structure of data. Let's suppose we have some data, as you can see here, the bit stream. So in this data the format is such like that the first three bits of the data are basically address of sender. The last three bits of the data are address of receiver, and the remaining data is basically the message that we want to send from one communication device to another communication device. So it is very simple format of a data that we or we can say that of a message that we want to send from a sender to receiver. Okay, so syntax basically refers to the structure and format of the data that we want to send from a sender to receiver. And now we have semantics. So semantics basically refer to the meaning of each section of the bit. Let's see at the previous example. In this example, if we define the root of the receiver, then this root, then this information will be the semantic of this portion. So in semantic, if we define the meaning of each section of bits, then it will be the semantic. Okay, so if we define any additional information of this section, then this additional information will be semantic, as in this section we define an additional information that is root, so this root is the semantic of this section. And now we have timing. So basically timing refers two characteristics of the data. The first one is when data should be sent, and the second one is how fast the data should be sent, right? We will see this also with an example. Let's take an example. Here is the computer 1 and here is the computer 2. We want to send some data from this computer to this computer, but here is a huge difference between this computer and this computer. And what the difference is, I want to show here. This computer can send, or we can say that produce data at 100 megabits per second, but the second computer could produce only 1 megabit per second. So if we if here the transmission occur, then the transmission will be overloaded the receiver and some data will be lost. So for avoiding this, we should have set the timing that when the data should be sent and how fast the data should be sent. So in this case, we should send the data from this computer to this computer very slowly, so that this computer can easily process it and no data could be lost. So that was the protocol and key elements of protocol. I hope so you all understand it very better. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel Freezbi Tech Learning and like it, share it with your friends, and if you have any question then you can comment me. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.